We made it. We are at the end of the build for the Back to the Future DeLorean. Today is the final build video, and it starts right now. Welcome back to Brickscale Studio. My name is Jeff. Thank you so much for joining me today on this special episode of Build the Back to the Future DeLorean. Like I mentioned in the intro, we only have 2 issues to complete, and we will complete the scale model version. This is super exciting. I can't believe 32 weeks of building this vehicle. Let's get into the build video. Yes, so we are just finishing up the cowls. We're adding some sort of stickers to some cables, some colored stickers. I'm getting those all installed. So super exciting. And then on the Lego side, we are going to take a look at the Back to the Future Part III movie version, which is the railroad modification. So let's get into the build and then we'll talk about it after. Here is issue 125. So we just have some cables and some stickers that we're going to be decorating the cables with. And then installing all that. And then we'll be installing our reactor platform onto the car. And then attaching some of these cables. And then in our final issue, we have parts to complete the exhaust cowls. So I'm sure that's where the bottom, remember in the last episode, we have these bottom vanes that are not attached to anything. So I imagine that's going to fix all that up. And then we'll be done with the build. How exciting. All right, so here are the parts for issue 125. All right, so we just have these 2 cables. Now they are different. So this one has, this peg is straight. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it is, it goes out straight, and this one is at an angle. You see it, it sort of goes off at an angle. And then, of course, we have our adhesive stickers here. So the first cable we want is the one with the angle. That is this one here. Perfect. So we want to take a blue sticker. Hopefully this will be fairly easy. Okay, so we want to take a blue sticker. And we want to put it up here toward this, and then we're just going to wrap it around, just like so. And then we want to take another blue, and these are just estimates. It says we're going to take a blue one and a white one in the middle. I mean, now this does not have to be, like, you don't need to measure this, and I mean, this is pure decoration, so all right, so there is the second blue one, and now we want to take a white one, which mine are not very white. They're kind of shabby. Okay, and then we want to take this one, and we'll put it right there. And then again, you just wrap around. Okay, so there we have those. Okay, so we're going to set this one aside. Now we want the one with the straight peg, and we are going to do, we're going to do a blue sticker at each end and a black one in the middle. All right, so that is that, and then we want to bring over our reactor platform. I'm going to add some stickers to these pieces. So we want a yellow one. It's going to go around this pipe that we attached last time. And again, these, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. These are just approximate locations of where we want to put these. So don't worry about trying to get it like dead center. All right, and then we want to take a red one and we want to put it around here. Okay. All right, now we want this cable and we want a red and white sticker on this cable. And then give it a good pinch. Okay, perfect. And then this last red one is going to go on the car, but I am going to wait and finish up what we need to do with the platform before I bring the car back. So we want to attach, I believe, our angle piece. It's part 12, or 125A, which is the angle piece, yes. So we want that one. Yes. So we want this to go just like so. And it's going to go, there are two locators in the middle, and it's going to go right like that. And that's going to be secured in with 4 AP screws. Perfect. And now we'll just turn it around. And we're going to do the same on this side. And again, there are the little locators. So that's just going to fit right in there just like so. And again, actually, no, we're going toward the back. So you don't listen to me. All right, so that's going to go in again with 4 AP screws. All right, so that is in. Okay, so let me bring back the car. All right, so here is the behemoth back. So let me see if I can tilt this up a little for you. So that last red sticker is going to go on this pipe, this little cable right here. So let's get that on. And the nice thing about these cables is they're elastic, so they have a little stretch, so you can kind of pull them a little. All right, so we got that last red sticker on there. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are going to attach the Reactor platform to the car. So the first thing we want to do is we have this cable, which we have a cable here. So we want to connect these two. And again, be sure that you are pushing on the connectors and not pulling on the wires. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, this does not attach with any screws. We are literally just sliding this into place. All right, so that is in place. Awesome. So now we want to start connecting some of these cables. So the first thing we want is this cable that we put on the cowl. It needs to go right here. Like so. This one needs to go in there like so. Perfect. Okay, this front one here needs to go. Okay, so that one is in there. There is another hole. Of course, it wants us to go under all of this. So let's move that out of the way for a second. Okay. Okay, and that is it for the part work. So we got the Reactor platform installed. We got these cables hooked up. We got the stickers put on. So that is what this is looking like. So now let's move on to issue 126. All right, so for issue 126, I do not have a paper manual. All right, so here's the electronic version. Basically what we're going to be doing is, here are the parts. We're going to be finishing off these exhaust cowls. And remember, in last week's episode, we only attached the back end of these bottom cowls, or these bottom vanes, so I'm sure this will shore all that up. So here are the parts for issue 126. All right, so we have these 4 parts, and these are all plastic. So these are the exhaust cowl uprights, and then these are the exhaust cowl bases. Okay, so basically the way this works is these slot into the slots like so, and then these, so then this is just going to fit, and then there is a locator pin on either side. There we go, and it snaps in. So once you get it snapped in, you're good. And then I'm pretty sure, yeah, 2. And then we're going to line up this bottom flap. There's 2 holes that we're going to screw in. So let me get those with the MP screws. Perfect. And then let's get the other side on. All right, perfect. All right, so let me go grab the Reactor cowl cover. Okay, so this just fits on. There are 2 little notches, or there is a notch that you line up. Where is it? There it is. So that should drop in, and then if you turn it, then it won't fall out. All right, and then this just sits right on there like so. So that is the finished DeLorean. Wow. This was such a journey, let me tell you. This was my first one of these models that I ever finished. And let me tell you, this thing weighs about 50 pounds. It is so heavy. So let's move over really quick. The only thing we have to do is put the wheels on, which we have not done yet. And so I am going to save that for the finale episode. So that finishes up, except for the wheels, our scale model DeLorean. So let's check out the Lego version really quick. All right, here is the Lego version. And if you'll remember from last week's episode, we converted it from Back to the Future Part 1 to Back to the Future Part 2 with the fusion reactor and the hover wheels. So today, let's take a look at the optional build for Back to the Future Part 3. And again, we're only doing this with the Lego version because the Lego set contained all the parts needed to do all 3 options. And for the DeLorean build, we did get Mr. Fusion Reactor, which I'll show you in the finale, but the railroad conversion for Part 3 was an add-on, and I did not opt to do that. So for the scale model version, we're stopping at Back to the Future Part 1 with the fusion or with the regular reactor. But for Lego, let's go ahead and take a look since we have the parts available. So again, for Part 3, for Part 2, we added the fusion reactor, and then of course we have the hover wheels. So I'm actually going to put this back in car mode. And as we start on Back to the Future Part 3, of course, as you know, which I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get out, actually. I'm going to leave we have the alternate license plate here, this sticker. I'm going to leave the out of time one on there because it's hard to get out. But that would be a change from the regular build, is we would swap out the license plate. But the hood is the same. And we leave Mr. Fusion. So the main difference between Part 2 and Part 3 is we're going to be attaching a box on the hood. And then we're going to swap out the wheels. Not the wheels themselves, but the wheel covers. And we do need to modify this hood. So let me just do that really quick. So I'm going to take off these side pieces, take off this piece, and we want to flip these around. Like so. So that goes on like that. These go back on like this. And now we have some studs here to attach the hood accessory. So let's get into that. Okay, so here is the DeLorean retrofitted to Back to the Future Part 3. So here we have the hood modification, and we have the wheels with the old-timey white wall tires. Okay, so that is it for this episode. Let's recap what we've done. Okay, so here is the Lego DeLorean, the Back to the Future Part 3 version. And then, of course, oh my goodness, this thing is so heavy. Oh, it probably doesn't even fit on the screen. Let me just move this over a little bit. And here is the finished scale model version, so you can see how much bigger it is. So this one, again, this one is Back to the Future Part 1. We do not have the extra parts to do the Part 2 or Part 3. So it is Part 1. So that is the end of the DeLorean build. Wow, 32 episodes. And then stay tuned for, I will have a finale episode where we will convert the Lego version back to Part 1. We'll add the wheels on the scale model and we'll test the electrics. Hopefully, fingers crossed, all that works. I'm sure I'm going to run into some difficulty, but we'll go with the flow. So that is it for this episode. Okay, so that completes the scale model version. Super exciting. That was a pretty easy episode. And then the Part 3 version of the Lego DeLorean with that railroad modification. So we're going to take a look tomorrow in the finale episode. We're going to take a look at all of the features of the scale model version, including the lights, and take some detailed looks inside and all that. So definitely stay tuned for that. So then what is next? Now that we've finished the DeLorean, like 32 weeks of building, with some breaks here and there. But yeah, what a journey. So coming up next, we have 2 new build series coming up. And I hinted at them last week. One comes all the way from the planet of Cybertron, and the other one comes at us through, I guess it's appropriate with the DeLorean, it comes at us through a time portal, perhaps, from 1912, all the way from Southampton, England. So I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, but of course we have to have some sort of air of mystery here. So stay tuned for those builds. There will be next week. We will kick those off. And then what do we have coming up for the rest of this week? So tomorrow, like I said, is the finale for the DeLorean build. And then on Thursday, we're sort of keeping with our 1980s theme, sort of ending out the DeLorean build with another 1980s related, this time it's just a Lego set. It is the Pac-Man video game. So be sure to stay tuned for that. And then, of course, on Saturday, we have another installment of Superhero Saturday, where we're building the 1966 classic Batmobile. Again, both in scale model version, like we've been doing with the DeLorean, and the Lego version. So stay tuned for that. So again, if you haven't subscribed already, what are you waiting for? In addition to it being totally free, You also may have a chance to win a free Lego giveaway. A few weeks ago, we hit 250 subscribers, so we did our first giveaway, and one lucky viewer won a retro record player set. So for our 500th subscriber, when we hit that milestone, you will win a Star Wars AT-AT. It's not the big Ultimate Collector one that's like $900 or whatever. That's also retired now anyway. It's a playset version, but it's over 1,000 pieces. So hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you don't miss those future new series, and to be alerted when we hit that 500 subscribers and find out how to enter to win the giveaway. And until we see each other again, happy building, take care, be kind to each other, and I'll see you soon.